Okay, this is a brief tutorial on using Weebly to get started with web design. Go to Weebly.com and you'll first have to log in. I'm already logged in, so let me log out and show you how to do that. Um, when you go up here to the login process, fairly straightforward. You can either create an account with them or you can simply log in using Facebook, which is what I tend to do. Um, you can see I've got a number of sites already created here, but the first thing you'll need to do is to add a site. And when you do that, it's going to ask you the focus of your site. Unless you're trying to sell something, you probably want to choose just a site. And then it asks you to choose a theme. I'm going to go with a fairly straightforward, simple one here and choose it. And Weebly will then want me to give it a name. I'm going to call this one devonfisher.com or .weebly.com. Unless you're willing to pay for it, you probably want to use the first one here. Basically, this keeps Weebly's name in the URL as a form of advertising. If you're willing to pay money, it will allow you to create your own domain name. It's up to you, really. Once I get into the site, there are a couple of things to know. You default to your home page. So I'm going to retitle, and you do this just by clicking and giving it a new title. I'm going to make it all about me. And then down here, I want to say something more about what this site is. And a description. So all of this you can see is just clicking and adding text at this point. The other thing that you want to think about, of course, is the page structure. This is really central to any website. And I'll show you a couple of things about how to do this, and then really you'll want to get in and just play with it. Weebly defaults to giving you a home page, an about page, and a contact page. Let's say, though, that since this is my personal website, that I want to add a photographs page. I'm going to come up here and click Add Page, and I have no idea why my computer pops that box up occasionally. I apologize for that. We're just going to add a standard page, and Weebly wants us to give it a page name, so we click here. Let's call it Photos. And we can choose what it looks like. And I'm not sure what all of these do. I tend to go with the short header page, just it looks good to me. And then I want to save it and I want to edit it. So when I do that, it will take me back to my Photos page. And then I need to build the page. And really, the way that Weebly works is on a drag and drop principle. You can come over here on the left-hand side. We're on just the basic stuff, things that you might want to put on a page. Let's say that we want to give it a title. My vacation photos. And, standard editing box here. We could center it on the page if we want, do all of that kind of stuff. That's now on my page. Let's say that next I want to add an image. I can drag this here. It's going to ask me to upload a picture. I can either drag a photo to it, I can search for a photo, or use the upload from my computer. Let's go to pictures and see what I've got in here. Okay, here we go. Some vacation pictures. A mountain view. I click, I upload, and it inserts it right there for me. And you can see all the different things you can do. You can add a slideshow, you can add an image gallery. We could put columns in if we wanted to have multiple columns of photographs. Let's say I had a vacation video that I had already uploaded to YouTube. I could click this and drag and drop, and it's going to ask me, it dumps in a default video, but then when I click in the box, it asks me to provide the YouTube URL. Let's say I made a mistake, I don't really want that. Easy enough. We click and delete it. So that's really about it. Anything that has a star beside it requires a paid subscription. Anything that doesn't, you can simply add. The reason that these require a paid subscription, of course, is that to add your own video that's not hosted somewhere else takes storage space. So those are all the things that you can add. If you want to change the theme, you come over here to design and you can play around with that. The one other thing that I want to show you about the pages, though, is that let's say when I look at this, and by the way, to look at it, we're going to go to Publish. We've got all that there. We click Continue. It wants us to categorize it. We'll call it a personal website, and then continue again. And then it gives you the URL for your page. devinfisher.weebly.com is now out there on the internet. You can see I've got across the top Home, About, Contact, and Photos. That corresponds, if we go back to our page structure, to Home, About, Contact, and Photos. And let's say that I really don't want that Photos page to be one of the main pages. I instead want it to be a sub-page of my home page. I drag it up here, and then I drag it again and move it in one level. We publish, come over here and reload it, and watch what happens. Photos is now a subpage of my home. So we create that system of drop-down menus. And then we can come over here and you can see my beautiful mountain view. That should be enough to get you started. Everything else will just be a matter of playing around with it, getting familiar with it, and figuring out how the thing works. Hope that was helpful.